If you are hosting Thanksgiving this year, or you just want to attempt at making pies, I have the perfect pie crust recipe for you. This is so easy. It has 4 ingredients and it is buttery and flaky and it's so yummy. So let's jump in. Just start with a medium-sized bowl and you're going to add 2 cups of flour. This is just all-purpose flour, nothing really fancy to it. Then you're going to add half a teaspoon of salt, and then you're just going to mix it just real quick with a fork, nothing special to it. Then what you're going to do is add 2/3 cup of your fat. Some recipes call for oil. I don't like the oil. Shortening works great. I didn't have shortening, so I have opted for butter, which I've used before, and it's so yummy. But my butter was frozen, so I went ahead and I actually grated it with a cheese grater. If you look at this amount and you wonder why I'm putting cheese in my pie crust, I'm not. But you're gonna add 2/3 cup of cold butter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in here. And then you're going to take a pastry cutter, and then you are just gonna cut this in to the flour and salt mixture. Just keep working it until it's all incorporated in there. Once that is all really well incorporated, then you're going to take really cold water and you're going to add it in 6 to 7 tablespoons of water, and you want to just do it 1 tablespoon at a time. So fill it up and just go around the edge. And I always start with about half of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do 3 tablespoons. Then I'm going to take my fork and you just slightly fold that cold water in, and you can see it's starting to come together a bit. And you're going to keep adding 1 to 2 tablespoons at a time. So I've got 5 tablespoons in there right now. And remember, I want 6 to 7. So I'm just going to keep kind of scraping the edge of the bowl where the water was. Here's my 6th one. Just 1 at a time. You don't want to get it too wet. This is tablespoon number 7. I'm just going to keep watching it. If it doesn't start forming a ball, I'm going to go ahead and add just 1 more. But this is starting to get pretty sticky. I'm going to do just 1 more. All right, that last, I just had to add that extra one. You be the judge, but what you want to do is watch for it to when it really starts sticking together, and you want to form this, you want this to become a ball. So when it really starts sticking together, then you know you're really close to being done. Just give that a good stir, make sure you've incorporated all of that flour, and then you are ready to roll it out. All right, so you want it so that it all comes together in a nice soft ball, and then you're just going to divide that in half, and this will make 2 pie crusts. So if you're making an apple pie that needs a bottom and a top, it will make both of those. If you're doing open pies like a creamed pie or a pumpkin pie, this will give you 2 pies worth. So then what you want to do is you take your ball and you're going to put it on a lightly floured surface. Put that down, and then just take your rolling pin and you're going to start from the center and you're going to push out. You always want to work your pie crust out instead of rolling back and forth. So start in the middle and roll it out, and then just start working that around. So these pie crusts can be made ahead of time and baked, and then you can actually freeze them. You would just put the whole thing into a Ziploc bag with the pan and freeze it, so you could use disposable pans for that. If you don't want to have pie as a dessert for Thanksgiving, you could use this same recipe and make a turkey pot pie with your leftovers from Thanksgiving dinner. All right, so it's not a perfect circle, but it's mostly a circle. So once you have it all rolled out, then I'm going to actually fold this into quarters to transfer it into my pan, and it'll be a lot easier that way. So I just take it and fold it in half, and then in half again. And then I'm just going to place the corner there in the center, and we're going to just fold this over, and very gently I'm going to press it into the edges here. And then I'm going to take This is just a little spatula, but you can take a knife and then you're just going to carve it away. So I just do that until it's all the way around. So next you take a fork and then you want to poke it all the way through. And the reason that you do this is so that it vents and it lets air flow through there so that when it bakes, it doesn't shrink down, which it will if you don't put the holes in it. I may know that from experience. So you're just gonna vent that with your fork. You can do it all on the edges. And then you can do your edges however you want. Sometimes it's just simplest with a fork. You would just go around and just press your fork along the edges there. When you buy a pie crust, a pre-made pie crust from the store, this is essentially the design that you get on it. But this is just super easy. I love this technique. All the way around, and then it's ready to go in the oven. And here is the final product. This is just our shell pie that is already baked and ready to be filled. Now you need to go to part 2 of this video series, and we'll teach you what to do with the other one, the uncooked one. Also, if you like the content that you see, subscribe to Sheen Chic and tell all your friends about it. We're gonna do a lot of really great creative things all throughout the holidays. You're not gonna wanna miss it.